This is Woodman here with another channeled message. In the past, I've talked about how the first initials for the word gold, oil, and diamonds spell God, G-O-D. The worship of precious resources such as gold, oil, and diamonds, whose initials spell God, can be seen as a reflection of their immense value and their influence in human societies. These resources are often associated with wealth, power, status, and due to their scarcity, this imbues them with a near sacred significance. Gold has historically been a symbol of wealth and divinity, oil fuels economies and powers industries, and diamonds are symbols of luxury and rarity. As a result, these resources are sometimes venerated or prioritized in ways that elevate their status to almost divine proportions, illustrating how material wealth and power can come to be revered and idolized in place of a more spiritual or ethical mindset. But gold, oil, and diamonds, while valuable, create a false god, G O D, one that is in the matrix that we live in, where we succumb to the matrix and we don't understand the matrix, whereas the supreme divine force is over each and every one of us. Living one's life's purpose is one of fulfillment and authenticity, and our actions and choices align with our deepest values and aspirations. When individuals pursue their true calling or purpose, they engage in activities that bring them joy, meaning, and a sense of accomplishment. This alignment not only enhances personal satisfaction, but also contributes positively to the world around us. It represents the realization of one's potential and the meaningful impact that one can make, epitomizing the idea that having truly lived a rich and purposeful life is the way to go. Another an acronym would be like devil, which spelled backwards is lived, and this symbolizes a life of disconnection from one's true purpose. This inversion reflects a state of being where one is trapped in unfulfilled desires, distractions, or negative patterns that diverge us from our authentic path. Such a life might be characterized by a lack of direction, dissatisfaction, or conflict, ultimately preventing individuals from achieving their true potential and experiencing genuine fulfillment. Thus, failing to live in one's purpose is akin to living backwards, missing out on the deeper meaning and satisfaction that comes from a life lived with intention and purpose. Now, with another play on words, I want to talk about the difference between ritual and spiritual, which has the letters SPI added in front of the word ritual. So let's delve into the concepts of ritual and spiritual and their distinctions, particularly in the context of personal identity and spiritual growth. Ritual versus spiritual. Ritual and spiritual are terms that, while often interrelated, refer to different aspects of human experience and practice. Ritual. Its origin derives from the Latin word ritualis, which pertains to rites or ceremonies. By definition, rituals are established procedures or even ceremonies, often involving specific actions, symbols, and sometimes recitations performed according to prescribed rules. They are typically part of religious practices or traditions and aim to honor, worship, or connect with all that is divine and sacred. For example, a religious ritual might involve prayers, offerings, or specific actions like fasting, pilgrimage, and so forth. In this context, Rahul performs the ritual as part of his spiritual practice or devotion. Spiritual. Origin, it comes from the Latin word spiritus, meaning spirit or breath. By definition, spirituality refers to a personal sense of connection with a higher reality or inner self. Breathing practices often can help us get closer to that. It often involves self awareness, enlightenment, or realization of one's true nature or the nature of existence. Spirituality focuses on understanding one's essence beyond the physical or worldly entity. Remember, there's a whole world out there that's invisible that we humans cannot see. In spiritual terms, one might seek to realize that the true self is the pure soul, which is beyond the temporary identity of Rahul. This realization is more about self awareness and understanding about one's true nature than performing specific rituals, which can become dogma. Interaction between ritual and spirituality. In terms of rituals and spiritual experiences can be ritualistic. In some spiritual practices, rituals are used to facilitate or enhance spiritual experiences. For example, meditation or ceremonial practices may be part of a spiritual journey to help individuals connect more deeply with their inner selves or with the divine. Not all rituals are spiritual. Many rituals are performed out of tradition or cultural practice and may not necessarily lead to a deeper spiritual experience. For example, one might perform rituals without any deep reflection or understanding of their spiritual significance, focusing purely on the ceremonial aspects. It's like if we pray every day and we follow a prayer that never deviates, we try to talk to God, but are we really talking to God or are we just repeating the words? Let's look at the worldly self of the Rahul. In the context of rituals, Rahul is the individual performing the actions or ceremonies. This identity is seen as temporary and distinct from one's deeper essence. Now let's look to the true soul, or the true self. In spiritual understanding, the pure soul represents the true, immutable essence of a person. It is considered eternal and not subject to the transient actions or identities associated with the worldly self. Parampuja, Dada Bhagwan's perspective on this, can help enlighten us. There are different levels of spiritual development. According to Dada Bhagwan, spiritual development varies among individuals, and each level corresponds to different practices and scriptures. These practices, including rituals, are relative to one's current stage of spiritual understanding. Rituals and grades. Rituals and their associated scriptures may serve different spiritual needs depending on one's level of development. They provide structured paths for individuals to indeed engage with that which fosters their spiritual growth. In summary, rituals are about performing specific actions within a tradition or a set practice, which may be ritualistic to the point it's habit forming, but not necessarily deep. And spirituality is about understanding and realizing one's true nature. Rituals can be part of a spiritual journey, but are not inherently spiritual on their own. The true essence of spirituality lies in the realization of the self as the pure soul, transcending the temporary identity of the Rahul, which is a worldly concept, and any other worldly self, as you are able to awaken and you are able to become something which is that much more, that transcends all that you can see and hear around you. If you enjoyed this message, please like, share, and subscribe. If you are new here, welcome aboard. It's a safe space. All are welcome to become family. If you are part of the family of team on this channel, I appreciate you. I love you so much. You're what keeps this whole thing going. In the name of the Most High God, I wish you abundance, health, wealth, and protection as we go forward into yet another day. Woodman signing off. Thank you for listening. Take care.